The hidden danger of pre-stroke symptoms. Every year, 795,000 Americans suffer a stroke, and 140,000 die from it, making stroke the #5 cause of death in the U.S. CDC. But what if you could see it coming weeks in advance? Contrary to popular belief, strokes don't always happen suddenly. Research shows that nearly 80% of stroke patients experienced warning signs a month before the major event, but most ignored them. American Stroke Association. Time is brain. Let's uncover these life-saving signals before it's too late. 1. Sudden explosive headaches, thunderclap headaches. What it feels like. A worst headache of my life sensation, strikes like lightning, unlike migraines. Often localized to one side, with possible neck stiffness. Why it happens. Aneurysm warning, 20% of thunderclap headaches signal a brain aneurysm leak. Journal of Neurology. Blood flow disruption, clots or narrowed arteries can trigger vascular headaches before a full stroke. Case study. A 53-year-old man had 3 severe headaches over 2 weeks. Doctors dismissed them as stress until he suffered a massive stroke from an undetected carotid artery blockage. What to do? Go to the IR immediately if the headache is 10/10 pain with no prior history. You experience vomiting or blurred vision with it. 2. Dizziness or loss of balance, like being drunk without alcohol. What it feels like. Sudden room-spinning vertigo, not just lightheadedness. Bumping into walls or needing to hold furniture to walk. Why it happens. Posterior circulation strokes, affecting the brainstem cerebellum, disrupt balance pathways. TIAs ministrokes can cause temporary vertigo that resolves, masking the danger. Study findings. A Johns Hopkins study found that 55% of posterior stroke patients had weeks of dizziness before the major event. What to do? Perform the stand test. 1. Stand up suddenly. Do you wobble? 2. Turn your head side to side. Does it trigger dizziness? 3. Ask someone to check if your face droops during the episode. 4. Note if you have numbness in limbs. 5. Dial 911 if 2 or more occur. 3. Memory glitches or confusion, like early dementia. What it feels like. Forgetting common words mid-sentence, for example. Calling a toothbrush a mouth cleaner. Getting lost in familiar places, for example, your own neighborhood. Why it happens. Silent strokes, tiny brain infarcts, damage memory networks without obvious paralysis. Hypoperfusion, low blood flow, starves the hippocampus memory center. Shocking data. 1 in 3 senior moments in people over 50 are actually undiagnosed ministrokes. Neurology Journal. What to do? Keep a memory log for patterns. If episodes increase weekly, demand a brain MRI. 4. Vision changes, blurriness. Double vision or curtain effect. What it feels like. Sudden blurry vision in one or both eyes, like looking through fog. Double vision diplopia that comes and goes. Partial vision loss, a dark curtain covering part of your visual field. Why it happens. Occlusion in the ophthalmic artery feeds the retina, a precursor to full brain ischemia. Posterior circulation strokes affecting the occipital lobe disrupt visual processing. Transient monocular blindness, TMVL, amaurosis fugax, a temporary retinal artery blockage. Case study. A 58-year-old woman experienced 5-second blackouts in her left eye for weeks. An ophthalmologist found plaque in her retinal artery 2 weeks later. She had a major ischemic stroke. What to do? Use the fast eyes test. F flashes or floaters could indicate retinal artery occlusion. A. Ask someone, can you see my whole face? If they miss one side, it's a red flag. S. Shut one eye, is vision worse in one? T. Time to call 911 if any abnormality appears suddenly. 5. Arm weakness, the coffee cup drop test. What it feels like. Sudden clumsiness, dropping keys, spilling drinks. Arm fatigue, struggling to lift a hairbrush or phone. Numbness, tingling like your arm fell asleep but doesn't wake up. Why it happens. Small vessel disease, lacunar infarcts, tiny blockages in motor pathways. Carotid artery stenosis reduces blood flow to the brain's motor cortex. Study findings. 40% of stroke patients had arm weakness episodes before the major event, Annals of Neurology. Grip strength decline predicts stroke risk better than blood pressure in some cases, The Lancet. What to do. Perform the arm drift test. 1. Extend both arms straight out, palms up. 2. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. 3. If one arm drifts down or rotates, it's a warning sign. 6. Extreme fatigue, not just tired, stroke-level exhaustion. What it feels like. Crushing fatigue, needing naps after simple tasks, for example, showering. Sleep doesn't help, waking up exhausted despite 8+ hours. Why it happens. Chronic hypoperfusion, the brain isn't getting enough oxygen. Inflammatory cytokines from microvascular damage trigger fatigue. Shocking data. Pre-stroke fatigue is 3x more common in women, Stroke Journal. Unexplained exhaustion precedes 23% of ischemic strokes, European Heart Journal. What to do. Track energy levels if fatigue worsens over 2 weeks. Demand a C-reactive protein, CRP, test, high CRP equal to stroke risk. 7. Mood swings, sudden depression or unexplained anger. What it feels like. Uncharacteristic rage, screaming over minor annoyances. Deep sadness without cause, crying spells out of nowhere. Why it happens. Prefrontal cortex ischemia disrupts emotional control. Limbic system strokes affecting the amygdala cause mood instability. Case study. A 62-year-old man was diagnosed with late-life depression until an MRI revealed multiple silent strokes in his frontal lobe. What to do. Take the stroke mood quiz. Have you felt sudden, extreme emotions in the past month? Do loved ones say you've changed? Is this unlike your usual personality? 2+ yes answers, see a neurologist. 8. Blood pressure spikes, the silent killer pattern. What it feels like. Morning headaches from overnight BP surges. Facial flushing without exertion. Why it happens. Autonomic dysfunction, the brainstem can't regulate BP properly. Microstrokes damage blood pressure control centers. Critical data. BP variability is a stronger stroke predictor than high BP alone, Hypertension Journal. Nighttime systolic spikes 160 mmHg increase stroke risk by 48%, Journal of the American College of Cardiology. What to do. Monitor BP at these critical times. Within 1 hour of waking, peak stroke time. At bedtime, nocturnal spikes are deadly. ER-worthy reading, 180/120ths plus numbness confusion. Final thought, these signs are your body's SOS. Don't dismiss weird symptoms. Early action could save 2 million brain cells per minute during a stroke.